Dragon Ball Genkidamatsuri, literally the Spirit Bomb Festival, is coming up in about 20 days, closing out Dragon Ball's 40th anniversary celebrations, and the official description says it'll showcase the latest Dragon Ball projects across manga, anime, games, and more, with announcements you'll hear there first. Which is why, not even 2 weeks ago, this hit the timeline like a freaking truck. A DBS remake image that looks identical to Battle of Gods. But here's the twist. This shot is not from Battle of Gods, but actually from Dragon Ball Super itself. This is a direct one-to-one scene from episode 9's ritual scene. Same composition, same staging, just cleaned up in a way screaming Yamamura's original designs. You can tell it's not the movie because the Battle of Gods version is framed differently with this faraway shot and Gohan's outfit doesn't line up. So naturally people called it fake, especially with how good AI images look nowadays. A clean screenshot doesn't really mean anything. But then, Toei started taking down this post, and when this happened, the speculation was absolutely through the roof. You can literally see the community split in real time. One side was going, oh, they took it down, so it must be real. And the other side was going, well, this proves nothing. Toei protects their IPs either way. So today, I want to analyze if this is a true remake of DBS in the making, or a fake leak to throw people off. So let's start with Exhibit A. This month, for the first time ever, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods became available on Netflix in the US and Canada. And for a lot of casual viewers, that's the first Dragon Ball in years. However, it's just Battle of Gods. The other movies, Resurrection F, Broly, and Superhero, and hell, even regular Super was nowhere to be found. And in my opinion, this is very likely to reintroduce casual viewers to these characters again, as it's been a long time since Dragon Ball Super had a weekly series. It's also really convenient that this DBS remake image started circulating around the same time. And if you watch my Super retrospective, you already know why this rumor is believable. And in case you missed it, I mentioned that early Super looked historically difficult. It was greatly due to time constraints, weekly scheduling, and unfinished pipelines, leading to this unpolished work even with talented animators on board, especially for the first 2 arcs. So when a polished version of an early shot like this appears, they were right to immediately be skeptical about the situation. Like, this was some good looking food. And the icing on the cake is when this post got DMCA'd/copyright strike. Toei normally doesn't police every casual fan drawing. Sometimes they ignore it and sometimes they don't. However, what they do enforce is stuff clearly derived from the original footage or production material. This could be traced frames, leaked layouts, or behind the scenes. Which brings us back to the image. We see that it's not directly traced from the episode. So my next theory was, is this the original layout image back in 2015? It's hard to say. Even if it was, reverse image search wasn't able to pull up anything older, meaning it's either new or it has never been public. My guess, opinion alert, is that Toei will remake the older episodes that look notoriously off-model, and for the episodes that meet the minimum standards will be left alone for a pseudo-DBS Kai model. And if you're thinking, well, Dragon Ball leaks are usually fake, right? Let me introduce you to Dragon Ball Daima. To prove my point further, let's take a look at Dragon Ball Daima when it first leaked 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the initial story beats of Daima were leaked when people still called it Dragon Ball Magic. While there weren't screenshots, the plot points were revealed way in advance about Goku and Supreme Kai being turned back into children by a demon before the end of Z era. And people initially dismissed this too. The premise sounded too much like GT2, but then it also turned out to be real. And people were actually upset that this was being created over adapting DBS manga content, but people completely forgot that Daima was not the special project for the 40th anniversary title, stated by Yoku himself in an interview. So even if this is not a DBS remake, we will very likely get a new anime project revealed. What would move this from more of a rumor to real territory would be multiple frames leaking and source not being from telephone or repost. I'm strictly only focusing on this screenshot as many others leaked, but there's a good chance that those are fake. My conclusion is that I don't think that this confirms a full DBS remake, but I do think that it is more credible than the avid Dragon Ball rumor, because it's not some random fan art, and it's a shot that matches Super 2 perfectly. And the reason that this matters right now is because Genkidamatsuri is about to close its 40th anniversary celebration, and that this event is explicitly teasing new projects. So whether that this image is a real internal frame, a resurfaced asset, or just straight up fake or AI generated, it's landing at the exact moment that the fandom is primed to believe just about anything. So what do you think? Would you even want a Super Kai, or should we just leave Super alone and move forward? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.